need to talk about the last episode of Seeking Sister Wife with the Merrifields because I just have so many thoughts. So the last time we saw the Merrifields, they had just left Brazil and left Natalia behind after they found out that Natalia and Garrick couldn't get married. And they have been back in America for a few months now. And honestly, looks like it's been more than a few months because Dannielle is huge with her belly. Like, she looks like she's at least a good 5-6 months pregnant. And when we last saw her in Brazil, she claimed she had just found out. And they decide to go to the airport and they go to meet up with this girl. And at first I thought it was Natalia from the back. But then she turns around as this girl named Miriam, and she's Muslim. And she's actually from the States. I think they said she lives in like Indiana or Michigan or something like that. But I think the Merrifields learned their lesson with trying to go overseas, trying to meet women, because then they become super invested and then find out that there's a possibility that they can't even get married, like what happened with Natalia. Dannielle said her and Garrick weren't actively looking for any new potential sister wives on the dating apps, but one day she was on Instagram looking in her DMs and she came across a DM from this Miriam girl. She's like, oh my gosh, I love you guys. I support you guys. And her and Dannielle just hit it off. They started talking for a few weeks, and then next thing you know, Dannielle was like, why don't we just all meet up? And Miriam decides to fly out to see if she could be a potential sister wife. I don't know, it's just kind of giving that she just wants to be on TV. The fact that she reaches out to the Merrifields and slides in their DMs while they're filming. It's like you saw them on the TV and was like, oh yeah, that is the family I want to be in. So she goes down to the airport. She meets up with Garrick and Dannielle. And Garrick was acting so freaking awkward. I mean, I'm super awkward when I first meet someone. But this man, it kind of made me feel like this is purposely why he reaches out to women that can't speak his language, so they can't realize how socially awkward he really is. Garrick said he was super nervous, just standing off to the side, not really saying anything, just letting Dannielle and Miriam communicate. And Dannielle was loving it because Miriam could speak English really good. And the fact that she was putting all her attention mainly on Dannielle and building their relationship before she focused on Garrick. And Dannielle was really valuing that. The Merrifields decide to drive Miriam from the airport, right where she met them from the very first time, straight to their house. And as soon as she pulls up, she meets Dannielle's dad for the first time. And then I believe it's either Dannielle's brother and sister-in-law or Dannielle's sister and brother-in-law, something like that. And Miriam sits down with the family and they just start asking her all sorts of questions. We know the big reason behind why Garrick claims he wants to build a big family and seek other sister wives is because he does it for his religion, because God told him to do it. And the thing is, they find out that Miriam is not a Christian. She's actually Muslim. And they're like, well, do you plan on converting? And she said, no, I don't plan on converting. And Garrick and Dannielle are saying that this is all for the religion. It doesn't seem like that very much anymore if you're willing to accept someone outside of your religion. Garrick had nothing to say but, oh, I guess I'm going to have to look into Muslim. You know, maybe there's some things we can take away from the Muslim religion and incorporate into ours. Next week, Garrick's probably going to show up and say that he's Muslim now because God told him so. And they all wrap up their little, I don't know, get-together they had. And later on, Dannielle and Miriam decide to go out and have some drinks and eat and just have some one-on-one conversation, trying to get to know each other better. So they sit down and Dannielle was on cloud 9. She was loving that Miriam could speak English and that Miriam wanted to get to know her. Dannielle admitted that she really doesn't have any friends, and that's something I've seen her say multiple times. Like in a past live I was watching, she was asked why she doesn't do a baby shower, and she's like, I just don't have any friends. I mean, I feel you, girl. Dannielle had to beg Natalia to even want to pretend like she liked her or wanted to get to know her. But Dannielle felt like all that was coming at an ease when it comes to Miriam, and Miriam had a lot of interest in her. She kept making Dannielle crack up and laugh like literally every 10 seconds. Dannielle like had the ugliest laugh. I'm not trying to be mean, but she'd throw her head back so hard and open her mouth wide open, just laughing so hard. You could tell she hasn't laughed like that in a hot minute. And she was loving this girl time with Natalia, and I can tell that they're gonna probably end up becoming really good friends. I kind of feel like they should leave it at friends. Like, why risk sabotaging this friendship by bringing Garrick into the mix? And it just seems like she doesn't even have that much interest in getting to know Garrick, at least so far. I don't know, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of even question if this is real and if she's really trying to actually be with Garrick, or maybe she's just friends with Dannielle and the producers were like, oh, let's pretend she's a girlfriend and just try to throw a wild card into the mix, because the Merrifields are not standing on business. Like, they said that they were doing this all for their religion, and now they're dating someone outside their religion. I'm not gonna lie, I'm just questioning things more after it came out that the Davis family has known Jasmine since 2021, and they were dating her back then, even though they try to portray like they just met her for the first time just a year ago when they were filming the show. I just question this whole potential sister-wife relationship, just kind of like I questioned the whole Leah storyline when she started dating the Merrifields last season, because it just seemed like neither Leah or Garrick had a real general interest in each other. Apparently, Natalia knows that the Merrifields are courting with Miriam, and apparently she's not too happy about it. And for her, it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. She doesn't want to hear about it unless it becomes more serious, and doesn't want to meet her, which I can understand that. I mean, I really wouldn't want to waste my time with someone and get too invested if you don't even know if things are going to work out. It definitely seemed like a little too soon to be introducing Miriam to Daniel's dad and other family, but pretty much Dannielle asked Miriam if she was interested in continuing seeing them. She said yes, but she wanted to take things slow. And then they show a preview for next week's episode where Garrick tries to have some one-on-one time with Miriam, and he's pretty awkward and he doesn't talk much, so he was just trying to do all the talking with his hands and was feeling all up on Miriam, and Miriam was not feeling it because she clearly said she wanted to take things slow, and you could see what direction Garrick was trying to take things. He was trying to end up in the bedroom, and she's like, no dude, like, stop touching me. And she seemed to be getting really frustrated, and this man was like acting like, oh, I want to learn about her culture and this and that, and he's not even trying to get to know her, he's just trying to get to know her body. But that is it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about Miriam and the Merrifields. Do you think that things are going to work out with them? Let me know in the comments below. Check out my lashes and cosmetics at AccordingtoAmber.com. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.